the ongoing surge of conflict-related violence continues to take a horrendous toll on the lives of children and their families in Israel and the State of Palestine. Nothing justifies the killing and maiming or the abduction of children. Any delay in bringing an end to the conflict is going to inevitably result in more devastating consequences for children. According to reports, hundreds of Israeli and Palestinian children have been killed and many more injured in the last 72 hours. The killing and maiming of children is a grave violation, and willful killing is a serious breach of international humanitarian law. We again, like all colleagues here, call on all parties not to target children and take all necessary actions to ensure their protection during these hostilities. In addition, there are reports of the abduction of Israeli children to the Gaza Strip. The abduction of children by any party to the conflict constitutes a grave violation, and hostage-taking is prohibited by international humanitarian law in all circumstances. UNICEF calls for the immediate and safe release of all hostages. Hundreds of thousands of children are affected by the escalation of hostilities in Gaza, and they're in desperate need of humanitarian assistance and, of course, protection. Before this renewed violence, 1.1 million children were already in need of humanitarian aid in the Gaza Strip and the West Bank. UNICEF is extremely alarmed about measures to cut electricity, to cut food, to cut water, to cut fuel from entering Gaza. This will add another layer of suffering to the existing catastrophe faced by families in Gaza. Depriving children access to food and essential services puts their lives at risk, as do these attacks on civilian areas and infrastructure, including health centres, schools, water and sanitation systems. In the Gaza Strip, UNICEF and partners are on the ground. We are delivering emergency humanitarian supply, medical supplies, fuel, as well as supporting with mental health care. Now, with the humanitarian situation rapidly deteriorating, humanitarian actors must be allowed to safely access and support those children and families wherever they are. UNICEF is again calling for the immediate cessation of hostilities and reminding all parties of their obligations under international humanitarian law to afford special protection to children. Every single child, no matter who they are or where they are, must be protected.